Hello, everyone. Today we will be conquering the World 2 party dungeon as Siegebreaker. I'm very excited to try out this method of narration. If you have any suggestions for me, make sure to comment below. Now let's get to it. The basic strategy for any party dungeon at this level is to improve the functionality of Horn of the Foal and RNG voucher. These two items will be the heart of your strategy no matter the class. So then the question remains, why Siegebreaker? The Archer class is the weakest for party dungeons by far. It lacks both the AoE of the Warrior and Wizard class, along with the attack speed and ability to effectively use Stardew Drop while casting your attacks that Maestro enjoys. Furthermore, in both the World 1 and World 3 party dungeons, Beastmaster is far superior. Sporting an additional 4 attacks, the AoE this class possesses makes it the apparent choice if you want to play as an archer in party dungeons 1 or 3. However, I believe the homing arrows ability of the Siegebreaker lends itself very well to the tanky, breakpoint-focused design of party dungeon 2. For example, in party dungeon 1 you need to kill as many frogs as swiftly as possible. The more frogs you kill, the more drops you get, and the more drops you get, the quicker you can spawn the bosses. Every single kill has meaningful progress towards the completion of the dungeon. World 2 is very dissimilar. To fight the bosses, you need to achieve a total score of 100% or higher. This score is awarded based on how well you do in 5 different rooms, each one posing a different challenge. To increase the score you can either pass or Wazam a room, increasing it by 30% and 38% respectively. This means that to complete each section of the dungeon you need to have one of these combinations. 4 passes, 3 passes and a Wazam, 1 pass and 2 Wazams, or 3 Wazams. These breakpoints mean that after a certain point, you no longer need to continue to pass or Wazam rooms. Even though it is beneficial to Wazam rooms as they grant you the highest possible reward of 2 RNG items, the breakpoints for dungeon progression are very real. Furthermore, the idea of passing versus Wazaming rooms creates breakpoints in and of itself. For example, in the Grumblow Beach Massacre room, to pass you need to kill 10 enemies, while to Wazam you need to kill 18 enemies. Because this variation exists, killing Grumblows 11 to 17 does not have any substantial effect on your dungeon progress, aside from the loot that they drop. And since Grumblows 11 to 17 don't have any substantial effect on dungeon progress, we can conclude that killing Grumblow number 10 is infinitely more important than anything beyond that. Considering how powerful the homing arrows attack is at taking out single targets and killing specific enemies like that Grumblow number 10, or that third Tyson, I truly believe Siegebreaker to surpass Beastmaster in the case of the World 2 party dungeon. The next edge the Siegebreaker has is the Kung Fu Kick attack. Available to all archer characters, this talent, at level 1, will push nearby monsters back by 26 pixels, dealing 62% of your damage. It costs a negligible 4 MP, and has a 7 seconds cooldown. This ability is particularly useful in the third and final stage of the dungeon in the Tyson killing room. Picking up 3 batteries allows you to infinitely knock back the mobs, making it extremely easy to kill all 3 mobs needed to pass the room. Even with 2, 1, or 0 batteries, the Kung Fu Kick attack will practically double the amount of time you have to kill any given Tyson in that room. It is not a big sacrifice, either, to take the battery RNG item. As mentioned before, you want to be using the homing arrows attack as much as possible. With a starting cooldown of 20 seconds, a single battery will knock 6 seconds off its recharge time. Add this all to the fact that AoE can be harmful in some specific rooms, such as ones where you have to kill the targets but not the Grumblows, and the reasons I chose to showcase Siegebreaker should be clear. Often considered the worst party dungeon class by a mile, I am very eager to show you how its specialized skill set can help you thoroughly stomp this dungeon into dust.